We may not have a say about what our genes are, but we can intentionally impact our epigenome. Epigenomics is the study of how our genes can change without the actual DNA sequence being altered, hence epi, which means on top of. Essentially, this happens through genes being turned on and off by modifying outside factors like environment and lifestyle. This changes which parts of the DNA sequence are actually read and implemented. Our genes dictate so many aspects of our lives that are often seen as set in stone, but epigenomics opens the doors to how our choices and actions can impact the expression of our very genetic code. I really love this branch of science because of how it puts the ball back in our court and gives us evidence-based control over how we can consciously take care of our bodies on a biochemical level. Our cellular DNA is the same all over our bodies, but it's pretty clear that there's a difference between a cell from our liver and a cell from our nail. While they share the same code, it is the combination of expressed areas of the genome that give a cell its final role. The cellular DNA is a big instruction manual for protein synthesis, but that alone is not enough direction for cells to differentiate into what the body needs. The network of chemicals and processes that surround DNA and modify the expression of the genome without altering the actual DNA sequence is called the epigenome. While the fact that DNA is not actually physically changed can make epigenomics sound inconsequential, think about an orange. If the DNA of an orange has the code to be juicy and bursting with flavor, but outside factors like poor sunlight and not enough soil nutrients mean these characteristics of the DNA cannot be expressed, the orange will still be dry and flavorless. Epigenomics is extremely important because it provides insight to how we can ensure that the powerful perks stored within our DNA can actually come to fruition and impact our lives. What's more is that some of these changes to DNA we can control, carry down our bloodline, and impact our offspring genetically. Epigenomics actually happens mainly through a process called DNA methylation. I won't go in too much detail in this video, but DNA methylation is essentially like highlighting sentences in a cookbook. If the brownie recipe is highlighted in green and the pound cake recipe is highlighted in red, the cookbook would be coding for brownies to be made and pound cake not to be made. In the case of our DNA sequence, methyl groups act as these highlighted regions and indicate to activate or inactivate specific parts of the DNA, which change how it is read and which genes are expressed in the body. The piece of information that ties this all together and relates it to our lives is that DNA methylation can be impacted by our lifestyle factors and environment. How active we are, what we eat, what medicine we take, and where we live can alter the epigenetic mechanisms that happen within us. There's a growing body of evidence that suggests that exercise modulates DNA methylation in muscle and adipose tissue, placing markers that strategically reduce risk of chronic disease and improve metabolic health. The details of this process are for another video, but this really exposes how physical movement doesn't just help us lose weight and look better, but can literally upgrade our genes on a biochemical level. I hope this provides you some evidence that living an active lifestyle is inseparable from every other aspect of health and well-being. Knowing how profoundly we can flip the script by understanding epigenomics is crucial to understanding and leveraging what's within our control to avoid disease, improve mental health, and set our future generations up for success.